So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to do the purl stitch, and in addition to that, we'll also be talking about stockinette stitch. So if you have watched my previous video about how to do the knit stitch and garter stitch, you'll know that currently we're working what's called flat, working back and forth in rows, meaning there's a right side and a wrong side. So when you do stockinette stitch, this I'm calling my right side. We're going to knit across the front, and then when we turn it around, we're going to talk about how to do the purl stitch. So let me grab a little bit more yarn off the ball here. All right, just remember when we knit, always keep the yarn in the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and knit across here. Always making sure to wrap your yarn counterclockwise through the front loop. All right, got a few more stitches left. Last one. Okay. So we did our right side, and now we're going to go to the wrong side. And when you do stockinette stitch, excuse me, that's always going to be there's always going to be one right side and one wrong side, and on the wrong side you're always going to do your purl. So a purl is basically like the inverse of a knit stitch. So when we did our knit stitch, one thing that you notice is we always kept our yarn in the back. When you do a purl stitch, you keep the yarn in the front of your work. We're always, no matter whether it's a knit or a purl, we're always going to use that front part of the loop. So as I mentioned before, if I can get this to focus here, there's always a front part and a back part of a loop. So we're still working through the front. When we did the knit stitch, remember we went from left to right. With purl, the yarn is in front, and we're working our needle from right to left. So let me show you what that looks like. And I'll start with showing you the continental version of what that looks like, and then we'll go and show you the English version. So yarn is in front of our work. Insert my needle through the front loop here from right to left. Now, wrapping my yarn counterclockwise, we always do counterclockwise, never clockwise. Wrapping it counterclockwise, okay? And then we're gonna pull the loop that we just created through this first stitch on here, down, through, and we're going to, boop, pull that off. All right, let's do another one. Right to left. Wrap our yarn counterclockwise. Pull down, holding onto that stitch, not letting it go, back through that loop on our left needle. And we're gonna pull it off. Right to left, wrap counterclockwise, down through the loop, and then we pull that off. All right, so we've got a couple stitches on here so far. Whoops, I think I messed this last one up, my bad. I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. All right. So right to left, wrap counterclockwise, back down through, and pull it off. Right to left, counterclockwise, pull it off. And you'll get into kind of a rhythm with this. A lot of people don't like the purl stitch because it's not as natural feeling as doing the knit stitch, but you'll get the hang of it and find a style that works for you. All right. So now I'm going to show you the continental version, the English style version of that. So remember, English style is holding the yarn with our right hand. And you're going to insert your needle right to left, same as doing it on the other side. We're going to throw our yarn counterclockwise, hold on to the yarn, hold on to the needle. I'm not letting go of this yarn. Pull it back down through here and then yank it off. Right to left, wrap it around, back down and off. Right to left, counterclockwise, back down through the loop and off. And at the same time, I'm gradually pushing these stitches up here because I don't want to ever have to stretch my stitches too far. Right to left, counterclockwise. And I prefer throwing English style for doing purls. I just feel like it's a lot easier than doing a continental purl, especially like holding good tension. So we're gonna purl all the way across. So we finished our wrong side doing our first round of purls, and what you'll see is we're starting to get that really textbook knit stitch, right? And that's why stockinette is so fun, because it really has that characteristic like knitting style look. Garter is still fun, totally different, but knit stitch really does look really elegant and pretty. And that's it for stockinette stitch. So you continue that. We're back on the right side. You'd knit across, you'd turn your work, and then you'd purl across. And you just continue that back and forth for however much you want. Thanks for watching.